and I certainly don't. And you know, when I think about the role, again, that leaders need to play, and that role of being able to step up and care about making a difference, it's what we lack. I hate to say this, it's what we lack as a country. That lack of leadership and people being able to put agendas aside and do what's best for people, for our country. And it's that back to common sense and work ethic, working harder than anybody else in the room, and that's where I'll put our Mylan employees up against anybody in that Mylan family, because it's what does make us different and what has allowed us to accomplish what we have. And it starts, I mean, I have 5 leadership expectations, and I will say it all starts with attitude. I tell employees every day, there's one thing that you're 100% in control of. There's not really anything else in your life that you can tell me you're 100% in control of, and that's your attitude. You know, we all know the people that it's someone else's fault that they're in a bad mood, it's someone else's fault what they said, it's someone else's fault about the actions or what they didn't do or all the excuses. We also all know, and those people take oxygen out of a room. If you're sitting around a table, the people that are taking oxygen, that negative vibe, versus the person that has that positive attitude, that can-do attitude, and take responsibility for your own actions, what you do, how you do it. We can all tell stories about whether it's humble beginnings or not having anything handed to you, but at the end of the day, it's what you do with that, and it's how you demonstrate and how you portray yourself and how you work with your colleagues that I say all the time, I want to be the person putting oxygen into the room, not taking it out. And that's probably my leadership expectations, really starting in with that. But it is about being a team. It's working together collaboratively. The years of pyramids and hierarchical and, you know, the executives, I don't know, I didn't live in that day and age. I live in a day and age where we've got to work together globally. I've got to be able to work with my teams. It's about being in the center and having everything revolve around you. You know, there was an interesting statistic that 1985, that an individual person contained 95% of the knowledge they needed to do their job all by themselves. So that means you came in, you knew what you needed to do your job, and you possessed it all internally. Today, that statistic is 5%. Today, a person has 5% knowledge of what it takes to do their job all by themselves. So that means when you take away the internet, you take away your team, you take away anyone you work with. So what that tells me is nobody can do their job by themselves. Nobody can do whatever it is that you do by yourself. And I recognize that more than anybody. I recognize having the best people around you is the only way that you truly can make a difference in the world we live in today. And as I said, I can't talk enough to our children and tell them that that confidence, that attitude, honestly, is 95% of the game.